Goodbye tingling hands, weak legs. Top collagen-rich snacks you must eat after 60. If you're over 60, you might not realize that your body's collagen, the very protein that keeps your muscles strong, your joints stable, and your nerves firing smoothly, is declining faster than you think, and this silent erosion is one of the main reasons why hands begin to tingle and legs start to feel weak, because without enough collagen, the scaffolding that holds our muscles and connective tissues simply cannot support the weight and demands of daily movement. You may have noticed small signs at first: a subtle buzz in your fingertips while typing, a slight wobble stepping off the curb, or a fleeting stiffness in your knees when you get up from a chair, and left unchecked. These minor frustrations can escalate into falls, instability, and even loss of independence. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that 1 in 3 Americans over 65 experiences a fall each year, often linked to muscle weakness and poor nerve signaling, which highlights just how urgent it is to protect your body from further decline. And if you're nodding along because you feel some of these sensations already, I'm here to tell you that there's a proactive, natural solution, and I'm going to break down the top collagen-rich snacks that are not only effective but easy to incorporate into your daily routine so you can start rebuilding strength and nerve support immediately. If you're ready to take control of your hands and legs and stop that frustrating tingling once and for all, make sure you hit the notification bell, and let's dive in to explore exactly which foods can help you regain stability, warmth, and confidence in every step and every grip. 1. Low-sodium beef jerky. Most people don't realize a strange fact: the connective tissue in beef jerky is structurally closer to human tendon than most fresh meats, which is why older ranchers in the Midwest used to chew dried beef to keep their hands strong during winter. And after 60, when your fingers start tingling while holding a coffee mug or your legs feel shaky on the first step out of bed, the real issue often comes from thinning collagen around nerves and the loss of tensile strength in the muscles that stabilize the knees. Low-sodium beef jerky, especially the air-dried kind, delivers type I-3 collagen in a density you rarely get from any snack, and the National Institute on Aging notes that collagen breakdown accelerates with age in ways that directly affect grip steadiness and lower body control. What makes jerky even more powerful is how easily its amino acids can be primed, and a simple trick that older Americans rarely use is letting a small piece sit under the tongue for just 20 seconds before chewing. This pre-softening process activates salivary enzymes that make collagen absorption noticeably smoother, especially for seniors with weaker stomach acid. Another fast hack I remind my own community to try is squeezing just 5 drops of lemon juice onto the jerky before eating, because that tiny amount of vitamin C, barely half a teaspoon, dramatically increases how effectively the body uses proline and glycine to rebuild connective tissue. You don't feel the change overnight. But over the course of a week, many seniors notice less buzzing in their fingertips and a steadier rise from chairs, because they're finally feeding their nerves something sturdy enough to rebuild with. 2. Salmon skin chips. There's something almost unbelievable about salmon skin. It holds one of the highest concentrations of marine collagen found in any commonly eaten food, which is exactly why fishermen in Alaska traditionally fried the skin separately to keep their hands warm and responsive during long cold nights. And after 60, when your legs feel unsteady halfway through a grocery trip or your fingers go numb while holding a book, the culprit is often weakened nerve insulation. Salmon skin chips deliver marine collagen, absorbed faster than land-based collagen, along with omega-3 fatty acids that help restore the myelin-like coating on nerves. The American Heart Association notes that adequate omega-3 intake in older adults is strongly linked to better neuromuscular function, which explains why some seniors feel their electric buzzing sensations ease after adding crispy salmon skin into their week. A simple, almost hidden technique that many older Americans never consider is warming the chips for 8 seconds in the microwave. That tiny burst reactivates natural oils and makes omega-3 uptake far more efficient. And if you sprinkle just a pinch, not a shake, of black pepper on top, around the amount that fits on the tip of a pen, piperine helps transport fatty acids through the intestinal wall more effectively, something digestion-slowed seniors benefit from instantly. Within days, a warmth returns to the fingertips, and the legs feel less hollow, because the nerves are finally conducting signals without that frustrating delay. 3. Greek yogurt. A strange but real fact: the fermentation process behind Greek yogurt produces natural peptides that behave similarly to the amino acids your body uses to assemble collagen, which is one reason Mediterranean seniors often maintain stronger legs well into their 80s. And when an American over 60 begins noticing cold hands in the afternoon or that unsettling jelly leg feeling while walking downhill, weakened nutrient absorption is often at the root. Greek yogurt, thicker and richer in leucine and glycine, feeds the gut in a way that boosts both muscle rebuilding and nerve support. Harvard Th Chan School of Public Health reports that probiotic-rich foods improve the body's ability to utilize proteins for muscle repair, which matters enormously when aging digestion becomes sluggish. Most seniors eat yogurt plainly, but there's a small technique that transforms its effect: stirring in exactly half a teaspoon of unflavored gelatin before eating. It dissolves instantly, and because it's pre-hydrated by the yogurt, older adults absorb its collagen-supporting amino acids far more comfortably than taking supplements. Another fast method I often teach is eating Greek yogurt within 15 minutes after a short walk, just a lap around the kitchen island, because activated muscles pull amino acids into tissue more efficiently, making even a small cup feel like a deeper dose. This combination often reduces that rubbery leg sensation and shrinks the window of late-day hand numbness, because the body finally has both the fuel and the digestive support to rebuild what age has been slowly wearing down. 4. Cottage cheese. One little-known fact older Americans are always surprised by is that cottage cheese contains naturally occurring casein fragments structurally similar to the proteins used in nighttime tissue repair, which is why many retired athletes still eat it before bed. And if you're over 60 and waking up with stiff ankles, cold fingertips, or that slow creeping tingling when you first grasp the bathroom counter, the issue may not be what you eat during the day but what your body lacks overnight. Cottage cheese releases amino acids for hours, protecting your muscles from nighttime breakdown and giving nerves a steady stream of collagen-supporting building blocks. The National Dairy Council notes that casein helps maintain overnight muscle retention in older adults, which directly improves morning stability. Few seniors know that adding just 1 tablespoon of mashed honeydew melon into a half cup of cottage cheese unlocks an enzyme-driven boost in protein utilization. The melon's natural adenosine improves nighttime nutrient flow in a way supplements can't mimic. And another small, fast trick that works remarkably well is adding a dusting, less than a quarter teaspoon, of cinnamon, because it helps stabilize nighttime blood sugar swings that often worsen morning weakness. When seniors use cottage cheese this way, they often describe a noticeable change within a week: steadier steps on waking, warmer hands, and far less lag in their legs during the first hour of the day, as if the body finally had the chance to repair itself uninterrupted through the night. 4. Cottage cheese. One little-known fact older Americans are always surprised by is that cottage cheese contains naturally occurring casein fragments structurally similar to the proteins used in nighttime tissue repair, which is why many retired athletes still eat it before bed. And if you're over 60 and waking up with stiff ankles, cold fingertips, or that slow creeping tingling when you first grasp the bathroom counter, the issue may not be what you eat during the day but what your body lacks overnight. Cottage cheese releases amino acids for hours, protecting your muscles from nighttime breakdown and giving nerves a steady stream of collagen-supporting building blocks. The National Dairy Council notes that casein helps maintain overnight muscle retention in older adults, which directly improves morning stability. Few seniors know that adding just 1 tablespoon of mashed honeydew melon into a half cup of cottage cheese unlocks an enzyme-driven boost in protein utilization. The melon's natural adenosine improves nighttime nutrient flow in a way supplements can't mimic. And another small, fast trick that works remarkably well is adding a dusting, less than a quarter teaspoon, of cinnamon, because it helps stabilize nighttime blood sugar swings that often worsen morning weakness. When seniors use cottage cheese this way, they often describe a noticeable change within a week: steadier steps on waking, warmer hands, and far less lag in their legs during the first hour of the day, as if the body finally had the chance to repair itself uninterrupted through the night. 6. Almond butter. One surprising fact is that almond butter contains a naturally occurring form of gamma-tocopherol that stays in nerve tissue longer than typical vitamin E, which is why older hikers in the Southwest used to take small jars of nut paste on long treks to keep their legs from trembling. When you're past 60 and you feel that buzzing under your thumbs while opening a jar or your knees wobble slightly when stepping off a curb, oxidative stress has usually been chipping away at nerve insulation for years. Almond butter brings not only healthy fats but a nerve-protective antioxidant that slows that creeping damage. The Cleveland Clinic notes that vitamin E-dense foods help preserve nerve signaling in aging adults. And almond butter becomes dramatically more effective with one very specific habit: warming 1 tablespoon for 6 seconds in the microwave before eating. That tiny burst of heat softens the natural oils and lets your body use the gamma-tocopherol more efficiently, especially important for seniors with sluggish bile flow. Another subtle but powerful trick is pairing that warm tablespoon with exactly 3 raisins. This isn't for taste but because the small, controlled spike of natural glucose helps shuttle the almond's healthy fats into active nerve tissue without overwhelming the bloodstream. Many older adults report that within a week their hands feel less scratchy electric. And their legs feel more grounded when walking across hardwood floors, simply because their nerves finally get a steady shield instead of being left exposed. 7. Boiled eggs. A strange but fully documented fact is that the membrane just under an egg's shell contains its own form of collagen fibers, and that's why professional singers used to sip warm egg mixtures to soothe strained throat muscles before performances. For seniors over 60, when climbing stairs starts giving the legs a delayed, rubber-like response, or when gripping the steering wheel triggers a faint tingling across the palms, weakened structural proteins are often involved. A boiled egg, especially one cooled naturally rather than in ice water, keeps its membrane intact, giving the body a small but powerful dose of building blocks for muscle and nerve repair. The USDA has reported that whole eggs supply uniquely absorbable amino acids ideal for aging muscle. One technique many seniors never consider is peeling the egg while it's still slightly warm, around 10 minutes after boiling, so that the membrane stays attached to the white instead of the shell. Eating that paper-thin membrane along with the egg provides a surprisingly noticeable boost in connective tissue support. And another quick trick is sprinkling exactly 1 pinch of smoked paprika on top, not for flavor but because its mild capsaicin stimulates microcirculation to the hands and legs for about 15 minutes, making the egg's amino acids reach needy tissues faster. Over time, the legs regain firmness on stair steps, and the hands feel less numb during everyday tasks. Because boiled eggs quietly repair the scaffolding your nerves rely on. 8. Mixed nuts. Few people realize that walnuts contain a rare plant-derived compound called alagitanin that transforms in the gut into a molecule supporting mitochondrial energy, precisely the kind of energy older nerves and leg muscles struggle to maintain. And after 60, when you start feeling a faint vibration inside your calves during long walks or your fingers feel slightly wooden while typing, the issue often traces back to weakened cellular energy rather than pure muscle loss. A mix of almonds, walnuts, and pecans delivers not only trace collagen-supporting amino acids but also nerve-fueling fats that stabilize firing speed. The Mayo Clinic points out that nutrient-dense nuts help sustain neuromuscular endurance in older adults. But mixed nuts truly shine when used with one overlooked habit: letting a handful, exactly 9 nuts total, sit in warm water for 4 minutes before eating. That brief soak doesn't soften them much, but it wakes their dormant oils, making them dramatically easier for older digestion to break down. And another subtle trick that has surprised many seniors is eating the nuts right before leaving the house for a walk. When the muscles are activated even slightly, the fats travel to nerve fibers more effectively, reducing that uncomfortable delayed stepping sensation many older Americans describe. Over the following days, most people feel a steadier push from their legs and less tingling during fine tasks like buttoning a shirt. Because the nerves finally have the sustained energy source they've been missing. Before we wrap up, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with anyone you know over 60 who's been struggling with weak legs or tingling hands, because this is the kind of information that can truly make a difference in daily life. And if there's any content you want me to cover next, drop a comment so I know exactly what will help you most. To summarize, keeping your muscles strong, your joints stable, and your nerves firing properly isn't optional as we age. Neglecting it can lead to falls, frustration, and a slow loss of independence, and the collagen-rich foods we explored today provide real, actionable ways to rebuild that essential support. Strengthen your body from the inside out, and reduce those unsettling tingling sensations that creep into your hands and legs. While you wait for the next video, check out the clip I've linked right here on the screen to get more practical tips and strategies to protect your health, boost your energy, and keep your body moving confidently every single day.